Review: 2023 Audi R8 GT is a playful, traction-limited goodbye. Well, that's it in the end. Audi's 5.2-liter V10 Screamer and V10s in general, as well as its mid-engine R8 Supercar. It looks like 2023 is the last model year, and this limited edition R8 GT, which lives between the rest of the R8 Coupe and Spider lineup, is the last variant. If you are a car freak, then stay with us to know more. While the previous noise cluster is enough to dampen the mood, the R8 GT will do just the opposite. It's easy to drive and controllable on the throttle. Sweeping into a corner, we can quickly put it at the limit of rear end traction, where adding a touch more power causes the rear end to drop out. Playfully, sometimes purposefully, but still, miss the first generation R8 skidded manual. But the GT's 7-speed dual-clutch automatic shifts even quicker than before. In its most aggressive mod, the ferocious power of a wide open throttle upshift at the 8700 RPM redline is reflected through the carbon fiber and aluminum monocoque structure. Audi is selling just 333 GTs worldwide, with 150 coming to the US. There will be 50 each in red, gray, and black, amounting to just one for each Audi dealer. Each car is labeled with its build number. The sequence submerged beneath the surface of the carbon fiber center console trim. Spent a day at the Circuito Monteblanco in southern Spain, where Audi had cars number 62 to 64 on hand for lapping, plus a few other pre-production units not part of the official count. That's right, the more desirable early number cars are built later in the production cycle. A 602 horsepower state of tune previously only available in the all-wheel drive R8. The GT is 40 horses more powerful than the regular rear-drive R8, and the most powerful rear-drive car from Audi to date. Maybe that's why the Quattro brand leans into drifting talk. The R8 GT is the only R8 to get a new feature called Torque Rear, which Audi officials say is too iffy from a regulatory perspective to label drift mod, with 7 settings for increased rear wheel slip tolerance. More of a fun mod than a tracking tool. It's programmed to give a good amount of wheel spin and make it a little harder for a less skilled driver to get a full Mustang out of cars and coffee. Level 1 doesn't allow enough slip for acceptable drift, while Level 7 only provides a light touch of power reduction. Unlike the Ferrari's side flip angle control, however, the torque is not rear spin prevention. The GT isn't quite a part spin car, but it does borrow more than a few bits from the existing lineup. Carbon fiber front anti-roll bars, for example, are in $1,100 options on other R8s. It has the same rigidity as the bar it replaces and saves 4.4 pounds. The GT also gets shorter gearing the all-wheel drive variant, 3:7 ratios, 4 to 29% lower, and ceramic brakes and bucket seats, which are part of the $12,900 dynamic package on the other R8s. Forged 20-inch wheels are new for the GT and wrapped in Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 rubber in the same shape as the rest of the lineup. European R8 GTs get an optional coilover suspension that's adjustable for height and damping, but it's not available on US cars. Even our all-wheel drive variants stick to a fixed setup, excluding the adaptive dampers. If the GT's $253,290 price seems dear, it's probably $91,895 more than a regular 2023 rear-drive R8 Coupe. But after checking all the option boxes included in the GT, the premium drops to $53,900. GTS also wears a comprehensive carbon fiber aero package, including a large fixed rear wing, front diffuser and canards, and a component behind the rear wheels. US cars are fairly loaded, which is why they are slightly heavier than their Euro counterparts. Standard equipment includes laser headlights, sport exhaust, dynamic steering, a B&O stereo, carbon fiber mirror caps, door seals, and side plates. Still, the GT is a claimed 55 pounds lighter than the regular rear-drive R8 and about 120 pounds lighter than the all-wheel drive Coupe. Part of the weight loss is a reduction in sound deadening. That makes the R8 louder, and the US cars are still louder, thanks to the removal of the particulate filter required in the European market. It was hard to get a good reading from the Eurospec cars we drove, as the V10's sweet growling tones were always muffled by the helmet. Acceleration won't be able to match the all-wheel drive R8. Plan on a 60 mph time in very low threes and a quarter mile around 11 flats. The GT's fixed back bucket seats are comfortable for their genre. They are not narrow and do not have steep bolsters at the perimeter. They maintain a power height adjustment and manual for rev, but it seems to fit the R8's more everyday drivable vibe compared to its relentlessly manic corporate cousin, the Lamborghini Huracan, with a luggage shelf behind the front seats. Speaking of which, the GT is similar to the rear-drive Huracan Technica concept. If you're wondering how that could stack up to the last best R8 Corvette Z06, Audi says you're not one of its customers, and claims there are zero overlaps with Corvette buyers. Still, you shouldn't be surprised if the R8 struggles to justify a price that's more than twice as expensive as the Z06. The Z06 makes more power, though it's over 100 pounds heavier, and is nearly as loud. The R8's grip level certainly didn't feel as high as the Z06's, although a slightly damp track during our drive certainly had something to do with it. But we feel confident that it will be hard to find a track where the Z06 won't win. The 2023 R8 GT pays homage to the original 2012 R8 GT with a black interior with red headlights and special embroidery on the seats. The new R8 GT is only available here in the US in 3 colors: Tango Red, Daytona Gray, and Mythos Black. In total, only 150 examples will be shipped to the US, 50 in each paint color. Unfortunately, Suzuka Grey Matte paint won't be available on media test cars, but US buyers will get a bonus: the sports exhaust, which is louder than what's available on Euromarket cars due to Europe's stricter regulations. Additional standard equipment includes laser headlights, carbon fiber mirrors, side blades and door sills, dynamic steering, a Bang & Olufsen sound system, and a diamond-stitched headliner. There needn't have been any concerns, because as powerful as the GT is, it's also one of the most accessible supercars I've ever driven. Expect it to be a handful trying to put that much power down in damp conditions, but Audi's engineers got it very tight with the GT, allowing me to push harder and harder on a track that was never fully dry. Fortunately, we were able to sneak in another session towards the end of the day, when the track had completely dried out, allowing me to start testing the limits of the car, and those limits are very, very high. With torque rare mod in level 1, the car allows for very little wheel spin, basically saving you from doing anything silly. Level 7 says you're on your own. Good luck, giving you the ability to get very sideways without any electronic intervention. Regardless of which level you choose, you can still spin the car. It's got 600 plus horses after all, but the system does a good job of giving the nut behind the wheel a good margin to play with before things get too sideways. The R8 has always been one of the most practical cars in its segment. It's one of the few supercars you can drive every day without sacrifice. The GT edition will be a rarity no matter where you live in the world, and at just a shade over $250,000, it's more than $90,000 more expensive than a base model rear drive R8. But the magic is in the details. The R8 GT takes the performance up several notches, but never loses the car's signature A's of handling and usability. It's the alpha dog of Audi's lineup, and it's got a big bark, but it never wants to bite. It's a very fitting farewell to the R8 line, and the lucky few who own one will hopefully take the time to experience this car at its best. The R8 GT will arrive in early 2023, and the entire R8 line will depart by the end of the year. It's been a good run. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. We'll catch up in the next video.